Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Taro from Taro03.com. Today's Wednesday. It's July 1st, 2026. It's 2:50 p.m. Central Time here in the Ozarks. I'm not doing very well today. And right off the bat, then, I'm, well, quite a bit embarrassed this morning. I was multitasking. I worked too late last night on the 200 questions from AI for my patent. I shouldn't have done that. But my schedule to the end of the week is too tight. I have to do something. And I felt like I had to. And I was cross posting and stuff this morning, and I was answering some posts below one of Michael Snyder's. Um, that was on one of. Let me see if I can find it. I don't have it pulled up anymore. Anyway, all of a sudden my replies were hidden. I go, what in the world is going on? So I've been doing Substack for quite some time, been making comments and such. Never seen that before. And why is that happening now? I thought it was a new feature and a way for people to hide people whenever. And I have to admit, my feelings were hurt. I was butthurt. I'm not kidding you. Because Michael Snyder, I really like him. Look at all the posts that I cross post. I think his work's really good. His fingers on the pulse. I mean, where a lot of times we're on the same page. He's talking about the earth changes. He's talking about the banking crisis, and it seems like that we're just kind of in a flow together. He doesn't see necessarily I've shared information with about the Black Star and such. But anyway, I thought I made if you may not even be aware because I deleted the post because I realized I was being stupid. And thank you to Nancy for saying, hey, she wrote and said, hey, I see your post over here at 10 a.m. and a few others of you. And then I realized I didn't even look it up. I'm not kidding you, man. I'm trying to get a hold of the law firm in Minnesota. I'm trying to get a hold of the law firm down in Florida and dig up records for AI to get. 'Cause now I'm the one holding up my medical project, and it's just too much for me on a Wednesday. Of course, it's on a Wednesday. And I swore to myself last Wednesday that I wasn't going to do this again. Do my Wednesday and Thursday. That from for years it was Wednesday newsletter compilation, gather articles, give you guys a report. Thursday, get up and do the written report. This stuff right here for the newsletter, and then compile from what you guys have given me, give you another threat assessment using the articles on Thursday, and that kind of would cut the days. They're both still kind of long days, but doing them doing them like I had to do today again. I don't want to do this. It's too hard on me. I can't do it. But my medicine's in from Nikki, and I need to go to over there. Not on Friday because Friday's already too busy going to town and do everything we have to do. And so my Thursday that I was using for prepping, there are no prepping pictures. I can't do anything. That I hit the wall and I'm worn out. Get out there in that heat, and it's just insufferable. So I don't know. I'm kind of babbling now, but my apologies. Oh, Michael Snyder wrote me back and said no problem at all. He doesn't hide comments or anything like that, which I try not to either, unless you're if you attack the topic, you can say anything you want. When you attack other people or attack me or you're attacking people, then that's where you have to draw the line somewhere, right? Keep it G-rated and attack the topic. I don't ever want to have to edit any comments or ban anybody or anything like that. Okay, so there are no questions and answers. Several of you wrote. Brian, you wrote about the deer. Did I talk to you guys about that? The deer looked like it's infested with screwworms, and it died. It apparently keeled over, fell, broke its leg, and Brian had to put it out of his misery. And then he saw the flies, like when it was still alive, and he suspected it was screwworm flies. The people came, the authorities came, they cut it open and it had maggots all throughout. It was just killed. It shouldn't have been that way. So it looks like screwworm maggots and flies and such. And they just left the carcass there. That's a, which, and the, take a step back, the larger scheme of things. What are you going to do by removing one carcass? I mean, the coyotes already ate half of it, according to what Brian wrote. And if it got that deer, it's going to get other deer. Anything that has a cut in it, that's all it needs. The fly, all it needs is it smells the blood from a mile away if you have a cut, and it lays its eggs in that cut. It looks like that pestilence card is being played big time. So let's see. Don't have any. I'm a little discombobulated. I've been running since early this morning. There are no question and answers. If anything else comes to my mind, I'll share with you. And I don't have any survival prepper images to show you. There's a long list of things from the electric golf cart, the electric bike still sitting in my living room, the electric solar panels are still leaning up out there. There's just a long, long list of things that I would love to do. And I just can't. Okay. So before I get into the report, the special's still going. Take advantage of it. Cases and cases of nanosilver is already made up. Cat's already done the packaging. All I have to do is process your order and print out the labels. Take it with me. And look, and I have to go into town on Thursday, tomorrow. So if you get your order in, then I can process those in the morning before I go see Nikki and Leo. And I'll drop them off to my postmaster friend. So you'll get them a little earlier. So take advantage of the special while it's still going. Okay, I really have to make it through this report. Seismic indicators say Earth is moving through the first Earth change low period for the 2026 Earth orbit cycle relative to the black star position between the Sun and the Scorpio constellation. I think everything's pulled up properly. You can see Scorpio. We passed between the Sun and the black star. The Moon swung around behind us and looked like it was right in the way for the magnetic portal connection to the black star. This fellow right here. See, it's just a little bit, it's pretty close to the plane, I must say. The Earth is a little above the plane. See how we dip above, we go above and below? The black star's back here behind us. And it looks like the moon was a contributor. I wrote the report on that. You guys can check it out. So you can see this is where the black star is right here. We're moving away from it now. The Earth is still supercharged. Internal pressures are still high. This is the point right now where I look at the numbers, the number of deep harmonic tremors under Fiji, the number of new volcanic eruptions, and gives it in what's happening at Hawaii, what's happening at Puerto Rico quake swarm area, and Iceland has been the magma flows have been redirected south of Iceland, so it's been out of the picture a while. They're still expecting an eruption anytime. Between the Sun and the Scorpio constellation. So we passed this line, now we're over here. See Scorpio's back in here now. And we're moving away. We're crossing this line right here. We just crossed this line into July. And we're going to continue moving away from the black star. Moving through this Earth change lull period. And sometimes the lull periods can be more dangerous than the uptick periods. We had the two Venezuela quakes, 7.2, 7.5, to add to the chart. 3 6 magnitude earthquakes, 5 is a higher water mark, and we had just 2 and 1 for the last 2 cycles. But whenever you have, we only had 2. We had a 7, and we had a. I can see where I need to make a change here. 1. That was that 1 right there. I added the 2 for this cycle, but didn't change that. I'll make a note I'm going to make a note to myself because I'm really not quite with it. Change 1, I remember. Okay. So this is where we are. We're heading out here. We're going to be here, right here, about just before 9/11. This is where we just were, June the 8th. Magnetic portal connection configurations, and we're moving to this position right here. So we're going to keep moving away, and this magnetic portal connection is going to keep getting longer and longer. So we're receiving less electromagnetic energy. Thing is, we're moving through this uptick period right here. Earth gets really juiced up. Pressure goes up. It's kind of like a steamer. Steaming food gets to high pressure. Well, you turn off the steamer, which is we're still close. So you're not really turning it off. You're just lowering the temperature a little bit while the steam keeps steaming. And that's going to continue for some time. When the black star was further away and we passed it and we're moving away, then the Earth was showing drops. We could have zeros for sixes in week 16 and week 17. Double zeros historically happen in week 16 and 17 because we're moving away and the larger magnetic earthquakes disappear. I'm not seeing that happening this cycle. We'll see if that happens. So when I'm making the reports, you'll see the like these zeros, 4 zeros in a row for week 15. That's what I'm saying. And this was back in May. Whenever the crust was more rigid. So that this expansion and contraction from the super plume growing and shrinking and growing and shrinking. Now it's filled the entire zone and it's really pushing out and collapsing, pushing out and collapsing. It makes the crust, the tectonic plates, more flexible. Early on, they were way rigid. That's why we had 3 sevens in week 15. You go back to week 13 and we had an 8 magnitude and 4 sevens as the rigidity with the tectonic plates. That's what was causing that. But as we're moving away from the black star, we got zeros every single time. And we had zeros of the sevens and zeros even on the sixes. I see that since 2018, everything changed with the super plume when it made that mantle plume connection at a Y. And now that 1 right there is the most important number in all of my charts, that 1. Only 1 5 magnitude earthquake. This is the week here stood still right here from my video. See the special report. But you can see things stabilizing now for the 5 magnitude earthquakes. 29 this time, see the 29, it's kind of a recurring numbers, 22, 22, recurring numbers. 26, 26, see it? Yep, you had a 36, then if you had 3 more here, you'd have double numbers here too. So we've only had a certain number of numbers for the 7-day USGS reporting period, 29 to being a recurring number. 3 of the 6 magnitude earthquakes, 360 of the 2.5 4 magnitude earthquakes breaks the pattern for the L values, 50 events below the 10-year average. Very difficult to do. It happened 2 cycles in a row, but you can see this big time activity changed that for this cycle. It's not red. These numbers are red when they're the record for that week going back in time to 2014. The reds down below are for over 300 for these numbers and over 30 for these numbers. So it's a little different color coding. Okay, so numbers for subscribers. Hope you'll subscribe and support the research. You see a little change here. My seismic chart's getting too big. It's growing a little bit each week, and it's squeezing my diagrams. And I don't want to shrink the diagrams to give you less information. I want them bigger. So I'm going to continue adding links. Check out Carolina if you haven't yet. Carolina, the violinist girl, man, she really plays good. Then the U.S. Power Map, and maybe I'll add some more links that are up here. I'm gonna let these hang in there and grow to fill this section. So this is just fillers. Check out, get your MP Shield, click here, and use my code, my website. The code's right there. $50 off each device. Then Patriot Supply has a special going right now. Click over here and home security and self-defense. This is where I got my batons from. So anyway, down here at the bottom, see these, look at the red values for the 2.5 to 4 magnitude earthquakes. This is not normal. Absolutely not normal. Look how green they are. Look at all the L values together. This is the largest concentration of L values anywhere on all the maps. This is what was happening as we were coming to the backside alignment. This is Alaska, this is Japan, right here. After we passed the backside alignment, everything changed. Now it's 300 or more just about every single week. And that was happening for a little while with the 2.5 for magnitude earthquakes. We were up to 55. See, there's 60. But they're returning. Now we've only had two, even going through the near side alignment. We've only had two in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Almost over more than the last 2 months, 2 to 3 months. We've only had two red. So these are going away. There's a number of 29s here though. Is that 29 and 22? They are recurring numbers, aren't they? So 29, just one event from being red, turning red again, but still 29. And we're continuing the red values for the 2.5 4 magnitude earthquakes. Lots of sixes. Look at the change. Zeros, ones, up to 3, down to 1. 3, 2. Then at the near side alignment, boom, 6. And this is the Philippines and Chile, the odd change. I mean Cuba, the odd change, the odd quake. And now this is 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 in 3 weeks. That's going to be, there's 9 there. That might be the biggest we've seen for the last couple of years. Oh, here we go right here. 7's coming together. There's 22 in 2 weeks right there. That's a pretty big number though. Since the near side alignment looks like they're trying to descend now. And I look at the 6 magnitude earthquake struck. Keep your eyes on Western United States now. 7.2, 7.5, obviously the big quakes of concern and the big quakes of the week, the big story. Check out my Substack post on that. Not near side alignment quakes. These are lull period quakes. Remember I was saying, let me pull up Earthquake 3D. For those following my reports, you're going to remember me saying that, let's take away the rings. Very serious stoppage in this is the actual quake swarm area right here. For years and years, this was the primary quake swarm area right here. And I had to actually make the earth small and tip the earth forward so you can see the top of it because it was 7 events every day. So you get 70 to 100 events coming out of this swarm area every single week. Well, that stopped, and we just passed through a period with only 3 quakes out of this quake swarm area in 3 weeks. And so I backed it up just like this, and I said, look, the pressure is building in this area right here. It doesn't mean it's going to strike at this quake swarm area. This is just the pressure relief valve. It's the barometer for the region. And whenever this is popping off quakes, then that's good because the pressure is being relieved. It's when it stops that you need to worry, and it stopped just about a month ago. And I kept having to report activity stopped. Only 1 quake for the week, only 3 quakes in the last 3 weeks, and then finally, boom, boom, right here is where it finally struck. So now you're looking at, put the rings back, the see this dumbbell look. You have the larger magnitude earthquake striking out Cascadia land, and you have just south of it, just off the coast of Oregon. And then you have 6 magnitude earthquakes south of it. See how white it is because it just struck. Now we're going to watch and see if this pressure continues to travel up quarter 2A here. So whenever Ridgecrest happened, weekend, 4th of July weekend, we're coming up on 4th of July weekend right now. and it was 4th of July weekend, 2019. We had a quake that struck not far from here, just north, right up here off the coast of Canada, 6.2. Then a 6.2, a 6.4 struck right here, Ridgecrest, and then the 7.1 struck, boom. And we were just lucky. That could have struck in LA, could have struck underneath San Francisco or Oakland, and it just happened to happen near the military base out in Ridgecrest, or that could have been a major deal. So it can be extremely dangerous whenever the Earth is cooling and the tectonic plates fall back on one another. Pressure builds and then is released. That with the pressure you're seeing released down south, that's a lot of pressure released. And then you're seeing 5 magnitude earthquakes. Let's get rid of the smaller ones a little bit and just look at the larger magnitude ones. See the fives? See, look at all these fives. Fives, 6, 5, 5. You see how they're kind of converging here on Cascadia land? Then what you're getting with all of this shaking is cavitation. Shaking, background shaking. And whenever we go through the links, I'm going to show you news across the United States on this side and on this side of cities that are sinking. When you get this background shaking, it's boom, 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 and the ground shakes and it shakes and it just keeps shaking. You can get liquefaction. It starts off in a micro way, little incremental bits at a time, but you keep the booms up and the micro cavitation episodes are going to turn into something larger. It's kind of like a snowball gaining steam. When it first starts, it's just a little thing. When it's at the top of the hill, it's just a little thing. But as it gathers steam and is picking up speed and is picking up mass, then by the time it gets to the bottom of the hill and goes boom, it crashes into something. That's kind of the scenario that we could be looking at right here. Right here. So let me give you doesn't mean it's going to happen. It means the probability is increasing by the pattern that I'm looking at here. That 6 pointer right there is a little bit disturbing. It's probably going to show a 10 kilometer. Let me look at it. Yeah, it's going to show 10 kilometers. The computer doesn't know exactly how deep it was. Then stranger and stranger activity. That 2.6 right there is not, if I click on it, there's not going to be, this may be the strange quake of the week right here. There's not a history for quakes here. And then 4.2 way out here. What's that for? Are they showing at 10? This one's showing at 9. I believe the 9s, the 8s, the 7s, the 18, I believe that those depths. I don't believe this depth right here. That's the standard. I don't know depth for the supercomputer. Oh, you can see lots and lots of activity on this side of the planet. On this side of the planet, activity is actually decreased from last week. Everywhere. There's not even a quake south of Iceland along the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. There's not even one. That's here. Last week it was busy in this region right here. There were more quakes. There was 4 last week down to 2 this week. So when you add up all the magnitudes and all the energy released, pretty dramatic the decrease that's going on here. The exception is going to be at the Nepal quake swarm area. That looks like a 6 pointer. Is that a 6? Yep. 6.1. Deep, powerful. It looks like that's the smaller quake. Let me make this go away. Let me see if that other one's a 6. Oh yeah, it's a 6.1. I was confusing it a little bit. That's a lot of energy at that depth. That's on the way to being a 7 magnitude earthquake. Because of the depth, you had 1 magnitude when you get to 500 kilometers. So lots of larger magnitude activity, but we're passing between the 2 stars. This is what we're supposed to see. Then when you look at the depths on Hawaii, then I stopped trying to, when the activity is slower, Then I count them and give you the numbers and get this. I looked at them. I said, hey, there are many at deep. These are reservoir depths. There's 49s below reservoir depth, 40s below reservoir depth 30, 33. And then I didn't see any zeros at the time. There's one that just that must be white, as I looked and I didn't see one. So fountaining happening there, 1,000 feet right now. And keep give you a video report in my report on they expect an eruption is going to happen there in Iceland. That they've been saying that now for a couple of months. Okay, the number's 9 harmonic tremors. We're on the high side since the alignment. So week 13, this is week. Yeah, this is week 15, yeah. So we passed the peak. We're past the peak, week 13, right here. And now we're moving away from the black star, and the numbers of harmonic tremors are remaining. So we got 7, 7, 7, 8, then 9, and we repeated the same 9 from last week. So these values are, it looks like that they've reached their peak, deep harmonic tremors. That is not according to the typical pattern that I'm seeing, that I've seen over the years. As the pressure goes up, generally this number goes down. We move away from the black star, then they start going up again. We stayed in the red values approaching the black star, which is 15, 14, 13. The peak was right here. The numbers went up. Backside of the planet, you can see pretty boring. 4 is the number of new volcanic eruptions. I'm sorry, 5 is the number, same as last week. And then three of these are in the origination zone. 2 in Japan. So the harmonic tremor activity, what I called it right. It started again. See, this is darker, this is lighter. It started again under Indonesia. Now this one is struck, this Japan, and the next one is supposed to be underneath Coral Islands. Coral Islands get skipped sometimes, but we'll see. I expect by the time I give you my next report, we're going to see one shooting up right here, and then the cycle will start over again down here in Indonesia for the deep harmonic tremors. Everybody at the resources, you've been warned to relocate away from the coast, away from highly populated areas. Societal support mechanisms are coming under increased attack. Food shortages, water shortages, power outages, they're going to continue to intensify. Survivalist preppers should be exploring every avenue for transferring resources from fiat paper to survival-related commodities. I see some of you've made some silver purchases. A few of you are making silver purchases, and a few are making your nano silver purchases. That's smart. When the peanut butter hits the fan, everybody's going to wish they had more nano silver, and I wish they had more silver. So everybody's advised to join a strong survival group. Thank you for your support. And no, I'm not shouting. Thank you for your support, though. But now, as the data comes in and my charts are growing, this guy's going to become a little smaller each week, and it's going to allow everything to fit in the one-page format. Okay, 4th of July furnace, 131 mile per hour winds, record tornadoes, severe drought. So this was across northern United States. Now, I lived in Minnesota, 1996, 97, 98, 99. And we made a trip across into South Dakota. I can't even remember what it was for. But on the way there, a storm blew through there. And on our way back, we saw semi-trailers on their side. It happens up there in North Dakota and Minnesota from time to time. But the tornadoes in Illinois, such like that, that is not typical. Yeah, most of that activity is usually more south, but from the pattern that I'm looking at, Mexico's weather is shifting north to the United States. And what's in the central part of the United States is shifting further north into the upper Midwest. And that's what we're seeing. So that changes the location of Tornado Alley to be further north than a lot of people realize. So the black star has been in near proximity to near Earth proximity for months now, and has been juicing up the superplume formation that's growing out of control. There's the Brighteon link to that. Super hot superplume temperatures are heating up tectonic plates to the point now of heating the world's largest craton formations, which are we are living inside a 2012 deep impact movie that's real. And the sheeple are going, bah. They just can't connect the dots with the earth changes, with the pandemic, the elite using the pandemic to manipulate us, command control. Pandemic 2 is coming for command control of the population. World War III is coming because it's being staged to distract us. So the elite are running to the underground bunkers because of World War III, right? No, it's because the black star is coming. That's the reason why. The AI jobs apocalypse has begun. We are witnessing unprecedented wave. So this wave theme, many times I saw wave, the heat wave, and shock waves and waves. Kept seeing it, so I made a little comment about it here. The wave theme is running rampant. And the BOA warns a massive three-wave correction is about to send stocks crashing. European banks are preparing for something big. We all should be preparing for something big. I highly recommend Germany's nationwide World War III preparation, conscription, bunkers, weapons. It's a really good interview. I listened to quite a bit of it. Nate is interviewing this German guy, and you're getting some inside scoop. He's being censored a lot, by the way. He brings that up in his commentary. The black star continues shaking Earth. Western warm. Thank you, Brenda. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even realize that Weston and Greg were doing anything on the black star. So I appreciate you. Give me the heads up on that. And you'll see a lot of similarities in what Weston's doing. He's using my diagrams and such, and I applaud him, pat him on the back. You guys, please do the same thing. Borrow my charts. You know, the big super plume chart, 2015, Japan shared it with the University of Arizona. It's in all of my reports. And I just remembered. I got myself off track. Let me stop right here for a second because this is as far as I got. Did you guys catch me on that? Magnetic portal connections. He uses this diagram, which the only place that it's been used that I'm aware of is the University of Arizona. That's where I got it from in 2016. So maybe he got it from there. It's possible. Super plume in its infant state more than a decade ago now. And it's grown. It's now filled the entire Earth Mantle transition zone. It made all these mantle plume connections. The most important one was Hawaii. That's the one that really juiced it up and caused the Earth stood still. This is a diagram showing the D layer of Earth core and the mantle plume connections and the super plume filled with magnetite expanding. Now these horn formations are pushing higher and higher and higher, superheating the Pacific Ocean. I mean, the Pacific Ocean's big, but it's still under black star electromagnetic influence. Those horns are pushing higher and higher. The heat is coming right through the plate and heating the ocean's super El Nino. Super El Nino is not a scientific term. They're calling it that because this is what's going on in the Pacific Ocean right now is insane, off the chain. And it's going to continue to get worse. No safe zones over here, none over here. I had to relocate here. If I was you and I was a millionaire, I'd relocate here too. I mean, if you have resources, that's if you no safe zones over there and over there. Whenever this pops over here, it's going to wipe things out. Pyroclastic flows, dust and ash. You can't breathe it. A few breaths, you're done. It's glass shards. So here you have access to caverns, and there's only 50 people here per square mile. 50 people, 1,000 people. 50 people per square mile, 1,000 people per square mile. Right in here, right in here. What do you think is going to happen when the peanut butter hits the fan? All of a sudden, millions and millions and millions and millions of people are going to begin migrating. And if you're in this area, you're going to be in the way. You're going to become a resource for them. And then the projected backside alignment date is December 11th, 2027. 2027, I have to fix this diagram again. 2026, 2027 is this one. Got a little bit ahead of myself, didn't I? And I just caught that just now. Can you tell I'm a little bit off today? Been it's like that whenever you're physically not able to continue operating like you're doing, and you try to keep pushing yourself anyway. Okay, Black Star continues shaking Earth. I haven't had time to be able to check it out or anything, but the link's here, and it's wait a minute. I'll get that link changed because I did make a post on this. My link should be there. Okay, mosquitoes test positive for West Nile virus in Grant County, and this is in Washington, up there near Karen. It's going to continue. I'm telling you, the pestilence card is being played. This is going to continue to spread, whether it's the screwworms, whether it's the mosquitoes or the ticks. The pestilence card is being played. You need to be on the regimen, nanosilver, sodium borate, weight chart regimen, to combat superintelligence, the AI. The nanobots are inside of you, and you don't even know it. So this is just another pestilence. Lee County unveils RoboCop-esque fleet of drone first responders to aid cops in real time. So this drone works with robot dogs. If this is 70 drones to a 40-man unit, then it could be that, oh, yeah, the sci-fi RoboCop. It could be that the drone part of their operation hasn't been implemented yet, but I'm going to show you one. We'll go through the links Karen sent me. There's a lot of these where they're implementing drones and such and stuff. Sorry for the such thing. I don't know where that came from. I'll stop right now. Supreme Court rejects Trump's executive order on birthright citizenship. This once again demonstrates the corruption of all three parts of our government. The administration, obviously big time corrupt. Congress, both houses, big time corrupt, and these guys are corrupt too. They're legislating and administrating from the bench. They're called upon to interpret the law, and they're misinterpreting the subject to clause of the 14th Amendment that says that slaves, that's who it's intended for, are subject to, they're able to be citizens. Proclamation, Emancipation Proclamation and all that, 1860s, right? Slaves would be citizens because their slave owner, this was the legality, the slave owner is subject to the jurisdiction thereof. Therefore, their slaves are too. That's how the 14th Amendment subject to clause is supposed to be interpreted. These people aren't interpreted that way because illegal aliens come across the border are not subject to the jurisdiction of anything. They have their rights in their country where they were born. So what this is going to do, I mean, hopefully this gets challenged. Hopefully do you think the corrupt Congress So to me, what this looks like is Trump had no intention of any of this going through. Now he can say, "Oh, I tried, but those crafty judges, they got around me. Shucks, we're just going to have to let all the illegals be illegal." So the Japanese, the Chinese, everybody flying in, they're planning vacations so their kid can be born in our country so they can get dual citizenship. They get their papers, they rush back. That's not how things are supposed to work. That degrades what it means to be an American citizen. It should not be allowed to happen, but it is. These people right here are making sure it happens, like our corrupt Congress is making it happen. You guys know that the 224 Section 224 amendment from the House for the NDAA, you know, they changed it. It's now because of the searches and everything, and people mounting up, people getting angry about it, right? Their congressman that. So they're searching for the 224 and they changed it to 219. From what I can tell, Tom Cotton's attachment to the NDAA, section 622, is still the same number anyway. The what's happening is APEC, the lobbyists for Israel, bribing our congressman. That's where I got the information. Had to go get the information from. They're bribing our congressmen, and our congressmen, particularly those on the right, like Massey and another lady, were trying to get all that stuff thrown out, forcing the United States, forcing the CIA, forcing the lettered agencies, and our government to share information with Mossad, Israeli intelligence, forcing. Even though that's already happening now, it's guaranteed to happen. And once they're sharing AI, then the Israelis are the smartest people on the planet of installing backdoors. They've been bugging and sophisticated intelligence and counterintelligence trickery. Once, I mean, they're likely already in, but this legalizes espionage. That's what it is. It's legal. It's Tom Cotton and others. They're so paid off. He's taken over $1 million. Jeffries, who's going to be leader of the House starting the first week of January, has taken over $5 million. They're likely going to get, whenever this all goes through, 2027 NDAA with everything intact. It's good. That's going to happen. There's nothing we can do to stop it. Check out the Young Turks. They're covering that pretty good. Anna Kasparian. I really like her. Never heard of her until just recently. But she's on the case, man. If you're ever watching her, notice that when she's talking, she's really into these topics and what's happening to America, what's happening to in Lebanon, and this and that. Whenever you first tune into the show, watch her chest, her upper chest, because when she gets wired up, her chest starts turning beet red. She's going to explode one of these times. I really like her. I like her temperament, and she's working. She's working with more and more. You know, Colonel Daniel Davis interviewed her, which I think that he should. She's a top-notch interviewer and reporter. She keeps up with all the little fine details of legislation and what's going on. Okay, let's see what's happening. 4th of July furnace. Michael Snyder. I'm not kidding you. My feelings were hurt. I'm like, no, there's so few good guys left. The truth is so rare. The few of us, when I'm sharing with these people, they're like the few that I believe are the good guys, especially Michael Snyder. So I'm glad that was resolved. So I'm embarrassed about it. I really was this morning. I was getting a little emotional about it. But like I said, in my comment or my post, wherever I wrote it, I would rather be embarrassed, and Michael Snyder's a good guy. Even though I embarrass myself, I'm kind of happy that I am happy that that's a new Substack feature that hides our post from the writer, not from everybody else. I'm not kidding you. I kept seeing waves, heat waves, shock waves, and then it was in Michael Snyder's title. Particularly dangerous situation is brewing. Amen. The heat wave that's coming. Make sure you protect yourself. Black Star continues shaking. Yeah, this is the link right here. Right here. I'm going to highlight for myself. Remind me. That's supposed to be on the bottom of the post in the newsletter. So check them out. I haven't had I can't give any commentary on it. I'm rushing to try to get all this. So once this report's done, I still have a lot of work to do, processing, uploading, and tidying everything up, get the newsletter uploaded. Easily here past 6. Mosquitoes. Yep. Pestilence threat. Get on the regimen. Stay on the regimen. And if you, some people, they get their nanosilver, they don't go on the regimen. They're like they're going to wait for a rainy day. They're going to wait till they get infected or something. So if you're doing that, then, I mean, that's cool and everything. But when you start seeing the symptoms, get on the regimen, man. Yeah, the RoboCop. So there's another one in here. Our police really not liking you guys. So whenever the Supreme Court, whenever they make rulings, just like they did, they kick the back door wide open for another wave of illegals that are going to do whatever they can just to get here so that they can be included. And this is amnesty that's being handed out to people that came across the border illegally. So what happens then? So then this kid gets citizenship, and then the parents are granted citizenship too. Chain migration. So they just kicked up the door, opened the door to more chain migration. Trump declares emergency to protect food supply. This is an important story. Appreciate you sending it in, Marv. The food supply, rationing. You're going to see diesel rationing before you see regular gas rationing. Diesel rationing. It's going to be in short supply because the truckers need the diesel in order to get the food in the pipeline. Trains need diesel. So the larger the trains, the gigantic trucks, the 18-wheelers and such, I said I wasn't going to do that again. My apologies. Now I'm starting to get angry at myself. The larger transporters need the diesel. Those of us on the bottom of the food chain with the little trucks, they're going to want you to park your diesel truck and to take the little gas-powered car to town or the electric car to town. Everything that's happening with the oil shock wave is coming. That's going to push more people into electric cars, and we don't have the electric infrastructure to handle that. All the air conditioners are going to be running July. Just wait till the end of July. We're at the beginning of June. Wait till the end of July, going into August, the dog days of August, how many power outages there are. And if everybody had an electric car, the whole system would crash because we're not ready for it. But watch this watch food rationing. When you see food rationing, you best have all your food and have your situation in order. Because it's not going to be long after that. We're going to be in martial law, man. You're going to see diesel rationing, then you're going to see food rationing. End of silver manipulation. He's been saying that for years, hasn't he? JP Morgan flips back to the $62 trillion derivatives bomb. We'll see. Make sure you have your silver. Get your silver before the silver explodes. It can happen anytime. So here's another wave. I wasn't kidding. Bank of America warns massive three-wave correction is about to send stocks crashing. So when Steve, he's a portfolio guy. He wants you to get you in the market, keep you in the market. If he can get the whole world in the market, his stocks go up. And he just recently said he's out because he feels it. Something seismic is about to happen to the stock market. That's a bad sign for those of us prepping, because whenever that happens, it's because the global banks cartels are ready to bring down the system. When they uncover and expose the silver derivatives bubble that I just showed you, Bix Weir is talking about popping of the silver derivatives bubble. Whenever that's going to happen, because the global banks cartels is ready to take down the whole system. So you have a threshold line. We're still on this side of it. You can get silver. I don't even know what haven't looked at it. About to show you. But whatever the price is now is going to be cheap compared to what's when we're on the other side of that derivatives bubble popping. Silver's going to go up and keep going up. The manufacturer's going to be freaking out. The cartel is going to be taking over all of the silver coming out of Mexico because the price is so high. The world's going to be in trouble. Manufacturers of electric cars, Elon Musk, and people making phones, Samsung, they're making direct deals with the miners, but it's not going to matter because whenever you see the rationing and everything, I'm not kidding you. Mad Max is going to come out for the diesel, for the food, for the silver, for all the commodities, for everything. They're going to be coming out for it. And that's going to include the tear cells that are just sitting here waiting for their orders. They're just waiting around. They're going to get their orders from Tehran. They're going to get them from China. They're going to get them from Russia. That, okay, it's time to go. You are active. You are approved to engage. And the United States, Western Europe is all going to change quick, really, really quick. The place is going to be on fire. It's already on fire. The fires are growing right now. It's already hot, and the situations are going to be made worse. European banks are preparing for something big. Share that with you. FT says gold is finished. Should you be buying instead? Just keep pushing the price of the metals down. And rather than complaining, you're going, hey man, you said silver. Hope that it goes to $20 so you can buy more. I definitely can't afford to buy any more silver. If it goes down $20, I might. Company behind digital dollar is stockpiling gold. I listened to a little bit of that, saw a little bit of that yesterday. Check this one out. If you don't ever check out any of these, check this one out. She's going to tell you about Tether and what they're doing, the money they're making, how they're putting it in gold, how they're putting it in an underground vault, like an underground city vault. They know what they're doing. Oil price. Look, Trump's handiwork. Getting ready to go into the weekend. Totally different picture when you listen to Mario and listen to Nima and the rest of the guys that I send you to. Dow Jones is flat. Silver, it's in the 50s. It was 58. It's dipped below 60s. Golden opportunity. Poor man's gold right here. $59. The dollar is becoming more and more worthless every day. Go to the grocery store. Easy to see what's happening. And yet silver's being pushed down. Take the worthless dollars. If you have lots of them, if you don't spend your last dollar on silver, that's stupid. Don't do that. If you have a lot of dollars, you have extra resources, you're going, what am I going to do with those pesky dollars? My account's so full. You're looking at it right here. Silver. This is going to go, you can put a 0 behind that 9 is the way I see things going. You can put 1 0 behind that 9 to get to 590, right? You can put 2 zeros behind that 9. Once we get on the other side of what's going to happen, you'll be able to put 2 zeros behind that 9. It's going to go 1 to 1 with gold. That's what Bix Weir says. And 50 anything? Holy cow. $59.13 in London, 69.66 in Shanghai. And price of gold, it's up a little bit. Nah, it's flat, 11 bucks. The ratio is in the high 60s, 68. If I had gold, I'd turn to silver right now. This is the number right here, 952-213-8930. Extremely reputable. If you've been ripped off by silver scams, maybe they can help you. They do that for people. And contact Justin, this phone number, that's his cell number. And then tell him Terrell Croft sent you. And download that spreadsheet before you talk to him. And know what the spot price is. That's a copy of the spreadsheet. Okay. Oh, let me look at this. I need to look at this. Oh yeah, 4th of July. That's on Saturday. I was seeing if I'm going to get surprised by a Juneteenth on Friday again. Because if the 4th was on Friday, she wouldn't be there at the post office. This is the best link to share so that you can get a hold of my research links right here. There's a newsletter, last week's newsletter. This is a great PDF. It includes this file showing the magnetosphere flipped around. I'm going to keep sharing that with you for a little while. Finally got those files updated, so everything's good to go on that. 7.2, struck during the alignment. It sure did. Black star, moon, earth. Electromagnetic
Going to be
speed bump.
a little bit.
I really wish that would stop doing that. Yep, got another subscriber. Up to 51. There's Carolina playing a $2 million, I think it's $2 million Stradivarius. And Terracell activation day is coming. I think most people really don't believe me on that, but it is. You're being played. Come on, man. Snap out of it. Get on the regiment, unplug from the prison state. Have your order in by 8 a.m. Central Time on Friday. Your order will be shipped. Well, this is official time. I will be going to town again on Friday. If you order right now, then you'll be processed for shipping in the morning. You get your tracking number tomorrow afternoon. Get it, and when you order, you get a copy of my book, The Mystery Explained, the Kindle version and the PDF version, the extended PDF version. EMP shield, protect your vehicle, your house, and your backup power. Space weather, 8.1 protons. That wave that's coming through is pretty powerful. We're still here, aren't we? That's average speed, which is kind of dense, but magnetosphere compresses and you're good to go. So the bow shock is, if you're a Trekkie fan, it's the deflector shield. So they can go warp speed. And power outages right now, I'm going to keep using through the summer. Dr. Deborah sent this in. And right now, Michigan, 45,000, Virginia. That's where the focus is right now. But let's watch this light up. This is big breaking news. Entire community wiped off the map. Aspen fires, Colorado. It's just getting started. Scientists confirm New York City is sinking. And it's speeding up. Get that, see all those earthquakes I'm showing you, St. Lawrence River, now out in the Atlantic, background cavitation. So you just keep shaking, and the ground starts to liquefy. Then you get what's going on down in Antarctica, melting of the sheets from underneath, more and more water into the oceans. Greenland, more and more waters into the oceans. It's happening, so you're getting encroachment from the ocean, so you're getting that shaking. Brutal images. This is this canal that's cracking in California. 40 Mandara Canal delivers more water than a million acres of farmland has sunk 12 feet straight into the ground, choking up more than 60% of everything that it was built to carry. Not good news. Silent volcano just got shaken. Earthquakes, volcanoes, and Karen really likes you. Karen, she sends me Ray's update reports. I have difficulty following them myself. And okay, silent volcano is shaking. Is that in Venezuela? Is it Japan? Is it California? Guatemala? Where is that exactly? Came in the last second. You can check out Ray's astrophotography. Looks serious. This looks like that it's off the coast of Venezuela. We are under attack. Massive heat wave scorches eastern United States, western U.S. burns up. This guy right here was caught setting fires. I just told you that was going to happen. That might maybe that Karen. That's why it caught your eye. I told you this is going to happen. People are losing everything. They're losing it. They're seeing fire. I can tell you that shock wave, fire waves, burning, wildfires. That's in the news. That's carried on the internet. It becomes viral scream. And people open up their phones. They see the headlines and fires and burning and all that. It starts filling the minds of people that are in distress, and they act out. Say, what am I going to do? I can't find a job. I don't have any money in the bank. They start running out of options, and what they see on their phone is wildfires and fires and stuff like that. And then they start making decisions, and they end up just like that guy, setting fires. Man armed with flamethrowers stopped outside a High Point church. Flamethrowers. Heat wave, flamethrowers, waves, economic waves. I felt like I was being bombarded by waves. Just reading the headlines of the stories, putting this report together. Venezuela earthquake update. There may have been one larger quake. If it was, it shook for a freaking way long time. But it's when we pass through the moon. I'm not surprised that somebody is concluding this could be one long quake, because that the magnetic portal connection between the black star and the Earth was messed with when the moon was passing by. So whenever you interrupt the flow from a magnetic portal connection and it suddenly stops, it creates a giant jolt. And then it starts up again, then it stops. So the magnetic portal connection, connecting, disconnecting, connecting, disconnecting, because the moon's right in the way. It's easy to see why that could be interpreted as one long quake for that period that the moon just happened to be passing. So maybe it's just a coincidence, but I don't think so. Massive wind-driven wildfires. So when you look at this pattern, let me turn Mr. Comet Watch, it used to be his name. Just look at this flow here. This is a high pressure area. This is turning the air around from Bermuda this way, going this way. And that's what he's talking about. Remember, I told you that was going to happen. There's going to be a big high pressure area right over the central part of the United States. This is just getting started. So you have this front that's trying to blow through. This is going to be temporary. The problem is on the periphery of these thunderstorms, then you get the lightning where it has been drought, and you get heat, drought, boom, and all of a sudden you have forest fires. So just keep watching. This high pressure dome is going to form right here, and then the airflow that's supposed to go this way is going to start turning around and going this way. The air is going to be coming. See how you can see it already? See the weather? See how it's coming this way? That's because the air moving around high pressure moves in this direction. Low pressure, it goes this way. So when you get that high pressure dome set up over the central part of the United States, and the heat, the expanding air from all the heat creates higher pressure in that high pressure dome, then it begins feeding on itself. So then the clouds that try to move into the high pressure area, the air is, there's so much air, you're 30 millibars and you're going higher, that the moisture is actually squeezed out of the air. You'll have a cloud, and the cloud will just dissipate so that you don't have any rain. Then we got to start having dust bowl conditions and stuff and things like that. No, I didn't say it all the way. Energy Department issues emergency order for the PJM interconnection as the heat wave looms. This, New York City, and this heat wave, because this is just getting started. Summer just started. This is escalating much faster than I expected. Stefan Burns, I shared that link with you. Why it's pulled up like that. 3 minutes ago, solar plasma wave is coming. We'll see if it turns into a big deal. Generally, I can give you a little analysis here in a second. I'm about to look at the sun. But see what Silky's up to first. It's time. St. Andreas fuse lit. Why did 6.1 has yeah. It's in that location. Energy's crawling up the quarter 2A, the fault line, that fault line, and it could energize right through the St. Andreas fault. The Garlock fault, if it ever unlocks, the region is toast over there. That is a perpendicular fault. Doesn't move around very much. One of these times, it's going to come loose. And when it does, Southern California is going to be changed. Massive cigar-shaped UFO materializes. Shimmering object dematerializes near hangars. Okay, so it's going to show you this object coming in, materializes, dematerializes. As the United States and Israel get closer to doing whatever the heck it is they think they're going to do. If you keep listening to the colonels, McGregor, Daniels, the rest of them, Karen, the rest of them, the United States has no options. The interceptor missiles are done. Your long-range standoff weapons, they're gone. So Trump is looking like that he's in a pause and trying to build up for another attack. What's he going to do? You put troops in there and get them all killed? What's he going to do? The problem is the only option is a nuclear option. That's the problem. And whenever you use the nuclear option, when you go up the escalation ladder that far, Russia and China are going to intervene. Israel will be no more. Washington, D.C., you can't stop what China and Russia have. You can't stop it. So, I mean, if Trump is really insane, I'm about to get to, I believe it's Nima interviewed Scott Ritter. If you haven't seen that, Scott Ritter's very emotional. He sees that the United States and Europe have no option but the nuclear option. They changed my daughter's last name. I shared this with you yesterday. You can see I'm a little bit off today. What has 20 eyes, 20 legs, no front or back? Instead of having a symmetrical body, the Argus robot. What this reminded me of? Now, if you're old, if you know what I'm about to say, the old series, The Prisoner. This guy was in a prison, and when he escaped, this blob would come and get him, and it rolled him back to the prison. That was back, I don't know, giving away my age, ain't it? This isn't the one. What's this one? Supreme Court strikes down states' gun restrictions, major Second Amendment case. I was not able to look into this. I had to be able to watch the video. So please keep sending the information. Whenever you guys send me 100 videos, I can't watch them all. It's impossible to do. And I got more than 100 videos. More UFO sightings over U.S. bases. Okay, now this is important, as this can be China, it can be Russia, it could be BRICS. They're a military alliance. This can also be the custodian races. So I'm not concerned about Israel being blown off the map because the custodian races, they're not going to let that happen. And the gigantic nuclear war that kills everybody, they're not going to let that happen. They're they are able to control time and space, particularly time. And it seems to me that we've been rescued out of terrible, terrible situations, and we don't know it. That's what their job is. That's what they do. So if people, they're going to be talking more and more. You're going to see in the headlines and the commentary about Israel's nuclear option and taking out Tehran and then what happens next and all that stuff. I'm not concerned about it, as I know the custodian races are here to make sure that doesn't happen, and they can fix it. More UFO sightings, yeah. Open borders contributed. You see that word, that take off the D and put an S there. Open borders contributes to real estate inflation. The illegals are still here. 40 to 50 million illegals we have here. You think Trump has deported tens of millions of illegals? I have some swampland for you. You want to buy it because you're gullible. They're still here. And they're still coming in on planes every day, 32,000 foreign nationals every single day. State Department, that's how many visas they issue. And just think about it. You're a billionaire, multi-billionaire cartel, and you have people coming to you going, man, you got to get me in the United States. They say, okay. And they use the visa program. They're still coming in. 40 to 50 million foreign nationals are here that shouldn't be here. And that's sucking up the houses. And the top 1%, they want them here. The cheap labor pool, they get more rent for their each unit. If everybody's competing, look at how the prices are going sky high. If you removed every illegal alien from the United States right now, 40 to 50 million of them, there'd be plenty of housing and the price would go down. And the top 10% that own most of that are going to start losing money. So there's an agenda at work here. The drone has replaced the tank. That's what we're learning, asymmetric warfare. That's what we're learning from Ukraine. And that's what Ukraine's just, the David and Goliath is not really David and Goliath. It's an elephant against a flea. That war should have been over a long time ago. The elephant is taking his sweet time about it because he is recruited by the global banks cartel to drain resources from the West. I know you've heard me say that many times. That's the deal. But Ukraine, Iran, United States, and Israel combined, Iran has all the cards because the drone has replaced the tank. The drone has replaced the aircraft carrier. The United States has to catch up. And we're in no position, United States. If Trump and our Navy launch an assault, a land invasion in Iran, everybody's going to die. We're going to get there, and they're just going to let us walk right in. And then they're going to spring the trap. They're going to make it look like, oh yeah, come on in, the water's fine. And then, boom, the drones, the missiles, there's going to be no way to get our people out. There's going to be no way to refortify any positions. There's going to be no way to get any supplies to them. They're going to starve to death if they're not killed by missiles. They're going to dehydrate to death. It's 120 freaking degrees over there. There's no time to be invading Iran. It's a trap. A lot of the commentary I'm hearing, they're talking about manipulation of the markets, and it's a game. And Iran's playing it. They are. The Iranians are playing with Trump against you and me. Trump says, I'll show you. I'll close the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, that's part of the plan. The United States is the one closing the Strait of Hormuz. The Iranians want it free and open, just you got to pay the fee. And the Saudis and the Emiratis and the Kuwaitis, they can afford to pay the fee. I-9 standoff. This is the one I wanted to show you. See this dog? Check him out. Let me turn the sound all the way down. Check him out. See the dog? He's going to break that window right there. And you see what is assisting him? Oh, you can't see because of the words right now. Let me see if I get past it. You see it? A drone. That's the way they operate with a crew of military police. The SWAT team, they have the robot and they have the drone in the sky. The drone in the sky and the robot work in tandem together. So at some point, with these are being manipulated by a joystick operator in remote location. At some point, the drone in the sky and the robot dog are going to be autonomous, AI driven. That I can tell you that my devices, that's what's happening with them. They are manual when you're with them. They're remote control from into the next room if you want to. You never have to expose the patient to anything from the doctors. Or remote control in another location, hundreds or thousands of miles away. Or onboard AI. That's the way that medicine is going. That's the way law enforcement is going too. No, the 21st century is here. So what the United States is trying to do in Iran is World War II tactics. Never going to work. Going to get everybody killed. United States Israel Defense Technology Cooperation Initiative, APAC. The Israeli lobby. This is where it had to come. Section 224. See, formerly Section 224. I did the search, and the media is not wanting to cover this. It's irritating. Whenever you know what's going on, you search the right keywords, you put it in, and nothing comes up. So I want to know, I want a document to be able to show you Section 224 is now Section 219. A ploy is being used as. But this is propaganda. This whole page is full of propaganda, refuting myths about, yeah, you got to refute the myths. No. It's the Anna Kasparians and others that are telling the truth that that espionage is taking place right in front of our eyes. Tom Cotton's of the Senate, they're engaged in espionage. They're making it legal. Where you can't catch spies and prosecute them, Israelis, in the United States if they pass this bill and it becomes law. And this should be a standalone bill, right? This should be a standalone bill, not in the NDAA that funds our military. It shouldn't be in there. That is deception, man. And switching the names on them, and we're being lied to. And the bad part is when you watch the Dragon Day movie, check it out, Dragon Day. Our chips are going to be turned against us. It was Chinese liaisons, Chinese military that was here. It was our military telling us what to do. The Chinese liaison was right there. It's going to be Israeli that's used against us. It's just plain as day, easy to see. So check out the Young Turks. If you haven't checked them out, they're on. If you have YouTube is a supplier. They're on there. Was it 6 o'clock Eastern time every evening? Anna Kasparian with her beat red chest, just screaming sometimes at the top of her lungs, trying to get people to wake the heck up about what's happening. China just shut down gold trading. Traded that yesterday. And you give the electronic intifada some time. He doesn't make reports every day. 6 days ago, 7 days ago, kind of like me over the weekend. Ukraine launches massive attacks. Yeah, Putin in the war. In the war. You might be a little shocked by what Scott Ritter, you might be surprised at what he says. He sounds cruel, but he's a military guy. I'll tell you the exact same thing. Putin's got to go in and kill enough Ukrainians. And in Israel, we can take care of getting Trump out of office at the ballot box. He's not saying to go after Trump or anything like that. That would be stupid. Don't do that. Don't ever think that I'd ever say anything like that. I'm not. But he says to go and kill Netanyahu. He says you're not the only thing. The way that you're going to get rid of him is to go there and kill him. He keeps saying it over and over again. You got to kill the rabid dog. Got to kill the rabid dog. That's the only way. And I think Scott Ritter's right when he says Iran won the war. They won the war. Kind of like the Republicans. They won the election, but they don't know how to play with the win. They're losing the peace. The Iranians. They need to step it up. They need to take it to the next level. They throw the United States out of the Middle East. You can do it. You can gather up allies right across the Persian Gulf. You tell them either you're going to get rid of the Americans or we're going to bomb the crap out of you. Let's sign a peace agreement. Every one of those countries, they're all going to have to sign the peace agreement because the United States is leaving, and they're going to have to be looking across the Persian Gulf at Iran and Russia and BRICS and China. Easy case to make. The Iranians are sitting on their hands, though. They need to step it up. They don't know how to be the fourth most powerful nation on earth, a superpower. They don't know how to do it. They're mentally, they're not able to make the transition yet. We'll see if they do. Because Trump is going to lead us to a war over there. He's going to stumble, fall flat on his face, get a lot of our people killed. It looks like that's what's going to happen. I'm looking at the oil prices that I just showed you, and the people watching mainstream media, the markets, they don't even know what's coming. Trump's world order and normalizing insanity. You can't normalize insanity. Ukraine rumored to be behind the Monaco terror attack. Some of these haven't played yet. It's Nima. I'm going to be spending some time here later. And the Colonel, he's making his way around. There's Anna. I really like her. I guess I've told you that a few times. I mention it over and over because I'm surprised because she's a lefty, and generally lefties don't give much of the time of day. But this is the interview right here. Anna, I put her on the good guy side. Scott Ritter, Trump briefed on all-out war scenario. If you don't listen to any other World War III type videos like this, check out Nima and Scott Ritter. So it was streamed 2 hours. Check it out. Because that's real. What Scott's saying, that's the real McCoy. He's talking about what needs to happen to Europe for aiding, for being part of the attacks in Russia. What Putin needs to do. Well, he's talking about how Iran needs to learn how to play with the wind. Really good commentary. He can help clear the dust from all the hype about what's going on with World War III over there. That interview right there. Maybe I'll, when I go through the links, I'll put it in right at the top of the newsletter. And McGregor, he's always good. What Putin should do, I don't know if he agrees with Scott Ritter, but I agree with Scott Ritter. America has a problem. America's becoming unrecognizable. It's happening very quickly now. You can roll up to almost any Walmart now and find groupings of people that are living in their cars. Americans are preparing. Everyone knows we're approaching 1 million people that are living that way, and the number could be 2 million. The official numbers were past 900,000. We're moving towards 1 million right now. At some point, and this is a point that Anna Kasparian made, there's going to be so much suffering out there that revolution has got to happen. I'm not telling anybody to go out there, I'm not doing any of that. I mean, I ain't going to be me in the front of it, I guarantee you. But I think she's right. Too many people suffering, and your BS wears off. You can't keep lying to the markets, and everybody's just going to keep believing it. People are going to wake up. And when they start waking up and they see how much they're being lied to, people be angry. So from what I see, the Republicans, they've already lost the House and Senate. There's nothing that can, even if all the Democrats are shown to be corrupt, which, all the politicians are, if you ask me, very few exceptions. But they don't even have to have a candidate. Whoever's there, the middle's going to run to them because they just want away from MAGA and Trump. And a lot of MAGA is going to be running left. Americans are preparing. Hope you guys are preparing. They made it illegal to be homeless, but legal. Oh, but legal to make you homeless. Oh, that's a nice play on words there. Epic economist. Helping elderly prepare. I hate to say it, guys. I am in on the 68 going on 69. And the way I feel right now, I'm feeling like, you know what a downstairs puppy is? He ain't really a puppy. He's the dog that's getting older in age and he can't make it up the stairs anymore. I feel like I'm not kidding you, man. I feel like a downstairs puppy right now. But I'm going to meet with Nikki tomorrow and get on the regimen. Hopefully, after that, then she says 1 to 3 months and up to a year to fully recover. Meet the new Patriot Act for the internet. It's worse than you thought. The new Patriot Act. So whenever Trump loses the narrative, his lies aren't working anymore. He's going to have to do the same thing as Trump, same thing as Europe, UK. He's going to have to control the narrative. He's going to do that by shutting people like me up, like Colonel Daniel Davis. Pepe and Larry Johnson, they started a new channel. YouTube took it down. Like right off the bat, boom. No, you guys are done. They had to start a new channel and look and change the way they're doing things. Everywhere we look, it's getting bad fast. Pop report, catching fire. Gas price gouging. Maybe some of that's going on. I don't know. But when the dollar is losing its value, everybody has to charge higher prices. You keep doing it the same, you're going to be broke. That's why I'm saying take advantage of the nano silver offer while you can. First thing, the special is going to go away because I just all my costs are going up, 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 up. I can't keep doing it. And then $100 is going to go to 125. Everything's going to have to go up. So the cheapest prices you're ever going to get is what you see right now. Another nail in our coffin. Get ready. Shared that with you yesterday. Stop wasting. Sorry, guys, I need to end this video. Dopamine addiction is destroying America. Absolutely, absolutely. So what happens when you give your kid a cell phone whenever they're so young? People are giving little kids cell phones to keep them. That's a babysitter to keep them occupied. And laptops, games, and then the neural network gets rewired. And for children that sit in a dark room with that, their retinal tears are going to start. So I hope that well, most of you guys are probably close to my age, and you have to have a background light on to watch television. You have to, because your eyes tries to keep up with the rapid movement of the screen changing, and how fast everything goes. Your eye is trying to keep, when you don't have background light that you're looking through, your eye's trying to watch every move naturally, normally, and it's moving left, right, up, down so fast that you begin tearing the retinal tears. It starts happening to people. My brother, I warned him, and he didn't listen. And one of our card players in our poker game years ago, he had the same surgery. They had to have renal surgery because they kept watching TV without an extra light on. You have to do that. Yeah, so I just watched another video on this dopamine deal, and my right hand's up. I have been an online gamer for years and years. It's the dopamine that you get addicted to. So I don't do a lot of things that I did when I was younger anymore. But that's the addiction that we feel, the dopamine. And it's really destroying a lot of people. Oh, this is whenever you get really addicted and it has you and you can't get loose of it, you're tired all the time, and you try to do something else and you don't, it kills the joy of just walking on the beach, or doing regular things that you used to do, meeting with people and things. That's why gamers, people that practice those kind of things, they get isolated. because just meeting with their friends doesn't give them the dopamine hit that they used to. And then they think that their online friends, they think that's real, and it's not. Not real like looking into the eyes of your neighbor or your friend. Or, you guys know what I mean. Really good interview. It's long. I didn't see the rest of it. This guy, I like that guy. Yep. Don't make that broken arm mistake. Shared that with you yesterday. Buy food. Code red. Situation. Everything's flashing red. Brad. Do it yourself in real life belt. Shared this with you. Did you get something new today? Nope. Indiana Jones real life belt. And that's it. Reminder again, Nano Silver orders, 8 a.m. Central Time. And that is tomorrow morning. If you have them in by 8 a.m. Central Time tomorrow morning, your order will be shipped and you'll get your tracking number tomorrow afternoon. Otherwise, if it happens after that, if you order after, it's going to be Friday morning and you'll get your order on Monday morning anyway. And that's it. That's all I can think to share with you guys. Appreciate your support very, very much. Get more information on arterial03.com. See you on the next Black Star Update report.